திருச்சிற்றம்பலம் பிடிகதன்னூறு உமை கொழமிகு கரியது வடிகொடு தனதடி வழிபடும் நவரிடர் கடிகணபதி வர அருளினன் மிகு கொடை வடிவினர் பயில் வலி பலமுறையிறையே ஐந்து கரத்தனை ஆனை முகத்தனை இந்தினிழம் வீரை போலும் எயிற்றனை நந்தி மகந்தனை ஞானக் கொழுந்தினை உந்தியில் வைத்தடி போற்றுகின்றேனே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஊழியர்கோன் வெப்பொழித்த புகழியர்கோன்கள் போற்றி ஆழிமிசை கல்மிதப்பில் அணைந்த பிரான் அடி போற்றி வாழி திரு நாவலூர் வன்றொண்டர் பதம் போற்றி ஊழிமலி திருபாத ஊரர் திருத்தாள் போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். In the earlier sessions, we have discussed about Tirunattu Chirappu, in which Sheklar discusses about how the Kaveri flowing region is so flourishing because of the Kaveri, how that area is flourishing. That is what he was discussing in the earlier version. That is the Tirunattu Chirappu. In this session today, we are going to see about Tirunagara Chirappu, whereas he is talking about the Tirunagaram which our Sundaramurti Swamigal ponders with. Sundaramurti Swamigal so loved Tiruvarur so much. So he took that Tiruvarur as the scene because that is where this Periya Puranam arises. If you could see, Tiruvarur is the place where Sundaramurti Nayanar sang the hymn Tiruttonda Thogai. So it is the place of the setting of the scene where it was happening. So with reference to the literature, Sheklar Burman has taken our Tiruvarur as the place where it was happening. So he is talking about Tirunagara Chirappu, in which he is talking about Tiruvarur. சொன்ன நாட்டிடை தொன்மையில் மிக்கது மண்ணுமா மலராள் வழிபட்டது வன்னி யாரு மதி பொதி செஞ்சடை சென்னியார் திருவாரூர் திருநகர். Earlier Tirumai Chirappu, our Sheklar Burman was discussing about multiple places. So he was telling about Tiruvarur, he started with Chidambaram because that is the ancestral home for the speaker, that is Upamanya Maharishi. So he started with Chidambaram, Tiruvarur, and he told about Tiruvayaru, where Upamanyu's guru and all our guru, Nandi Emberman born. And he was also talking about Thonipuram and all these temples by that time. So in Tirumai Chirappu, he was listing many Punya Kshetrams where the south is being blessed with that. And even he added an word stating that if I am talking about south, I will be talking so much so that the north or the other directions will get offended to it, because south was blessed with so many things. That is what he was telling. So here he is telling Sonna Natidai Tonmaigil Mikkadu. When the Tirunattu Chirappu, he discussed about the whole Torah, that is Kaveri Delta region, right? The Kaveri flowing banks. On all those places, very, very older one is Tiruvarur. That is why Appar Burman, when he comes to Tiruvarur, he will be telling Swami, yes, Swami, when did he came? The Swami, he will be in all the hymns, he will be questioning Swami, when did you come to this place? Even before the world created, even before the all your Thiruvilayadals happen everywhere. Puttadam Kondar is so oldest Murti. That is what Appar Burman will discuss about. So, as our Nalvaradis was telling, Tiruvarur is the oldest of all the places. So, Sonna Natidai Tonmaigil Mikkadu, Mannuma Malaral Velibattadu. Here, the Kamalayam is the Hritayam, that Hritaya Kamalam of Ambal, we could say. And Swami, he has, our Puttitam Kondar is wearing Vanni Aru Madi Pudi Sanjadai. So he has everything in his Chadai Mudi, which you could see, Vanni. Swami likes Vanni Patram. How we say Swami loves Vilvabhatra, like that Swami also loves Vanibhatra. Vani, Aru, that is the Ganga, Mati, Nila, and everything he is tying all those things on us, Chenjadai. Chenniyar, Tiruvarur, Tirunahar, that is what he is telling in the first hymn. வேத ஓசையும் வீணையின் ஓசையும் சோதிவானவர் தோத்திர ஓசையும் மாதராடல் மணிமுழ ஓசையும் கீத ஓசையும் மாக்கிழருற்றவே. In the same Tiruvarur street, if you could see, you can hear Veda Osai, people chanting Vedas, and you could also listen to beautiful Veena music and Sodivanavar Totira Osayam. Even the Devas are getting down to Tiruvarur and they were chanting, they were praying Swami. Madar Adal Manimura Osayam. Women are dancing on the streets and you could hear their chalangai and that drums which they were playing for assisting the dances. Geetha Osayam Maikalarutrave. You could hear beautiful hymns being recited by people. On hearing all these things, you will miss yourself. So that is what he is telling us through this hymn. பள்ளியங்கள் பரந்த ஒளியுடன் செல்வ வீதி செழுமணி தேரொளி மல்லல் யானை ஒளியுடன் மாவழி எல்லையின்றி எழுந்துழையங்கணம். So in that place you could hear multiple music or multiple divine music that you could see, and the streets of Tiruvarur is so flourishing. Even elephants, even there were elephants, they were trumpeting, those sounds also you could hear, and these sounds are reaching too many area which has no height. That is what Sheklar is telling us through the sign. Mada Marigai Shurigai Mandabam Kuda Salegal Koburam Tetrigal Nidashalara Niradangengenum Adal Mother Ali Silambena. So he is talking about the streets of Tiruvarur. You could see many Mada Marihais and mandapams, pavilions which were built, and all the streets has kopurams and need shalaram, and that windows are so big. Today we are talking about French windows these days. See, earlier even in that time Shekalar is talking about need shalara needarangangadam. So that halls has very big windows. Adal Mother Anisilam Barpada. If you could see in those halls, you could see people dancing. That is the women who are dancing, and their silamboli can be heard by everyone. Angurai Kennala Vila Padigal Padilar Tangal Madihayan Wondra Sambuvin Panginal Tiruchedi Paravayam Mangayar Avadaram Sei Madihai. So, in the same place of Tiruvarur, the Lord has a palace which from where our Paravai Nachiyar born. So this is actually the Paravai Nachiyar temple, where it is believed that it is the same place Paravai Nachiyar had her home, where Sundara and Paravai Nachiyar lived together. படந்த பேரொழி பன்மணி வீதிபார் இடந்த ஏனமும் அன்னமும் தேடுவார் தொடர்ந்து கொண்டவன் தொண்டர்க்கு தூது போய் நடந்த செந்தாமரை அடி நாருமால். In the same place, what a divine thing which happened. For Sundaramurti Nayanar, Swami, he himself went to console Paravai Nachiyar. If you could see, that Vidis of Tiruvarur are so flourishing and so beautiful it is. In that place, people will be searching for Enam and Annam. Those are two different births. And Swami, Tondarku Tondar. Swami is, he himself calls as Tondarku Tondar. Kondavan Tondarku Tuduvoi Nadanda Sendamarai Adinarumal. The streets of Tiruvarur is having a fragrance because the Swami himself walked on it. That is why there are many Shivanadiyas of Tiruvarur have the practice of not wearing slippers on the streets of Tiruvarur. Many have that practice. So we'll discuss about how this thing happened in the Sundaramurti Nayanar's Puranam. செங்கன் மாதர் தெருவில் தெழித்த செங்குங்குமத்தின் குழம்பை அவர் குழல் பொங்கு கோதையர் பூந்துகள் விழுந்துடன் அங்கன் மேவி அலறு புலர்த்துமால். The streets of Tiruvarur, where that women who has beautiful eyes, they basically we used to wet our streets, right? Our house front we used to wet it, right? Like that they are wetting, and you could see the red um, streets. The streets are having red sand, and he is comparing it to the kunkumo. Okay, so and he is comparing the same to the hair of those women, and it is having such fragrant flowers. All those things he is talking about in this times. உள்ளமாறுருகாதவர் ஊர்விடை வள்ளலார் திருவாரூர் மருங்கலாம் தெள்ளும் ஓசை திருப்பதிகங்கள் பாங்கி பாங்கிள்ளை பாடுவ கேட்பன It's a very beautiful comparison which Sheklar Burman is mentioning us through this sign. See, he is setting us the scene where Tiruvarur, he is talking about Tiruvarur. He is telling, even in Tirukural, we has in the earlier session I have discussed. They used to tell, right? So it is the same thing. Swami, one who walks or one who travels through this Ur Vidai, which is the Rishabham, see, in that Tiruvarur, wherever you see all the directions on the Tiruvarur, you could see Pine Killai. Pine Killai means a very tiny dots. If you could say that very small children of 3 to 5 years old, these children, they will be chanting the Tirupadihams. Okay, these children, they'll be chanting the Tirupadikams, where that teenage women will, teenage children, they'll be listening to it. So it is such thing which is the scene we could see in the Tiruvarur on hearing such beautiful Tirupadikams, which heart won't melt. So he's comparing that. Okay, it is such a beautiful scene which is happening on the streets of Tiruvarur. Wherever you go in the Tiruvarur, you could see very small tots. They'll be chanting the Tirupadihams, which will be listened by the beautiful teenage women. Okay, on hearing this such beautiful hymns, your heart would melt. Am I right? That is what he is asking. One minute. விளக்கம் மிக்க கலன்கள் விரவலால் துழக்கள் பேரொழியால் துண்ணு பண்டங்கள் வழத்தொடும் பலவாறு மடுத்தலால் ஆழக்கர் போல் ஆவண வீதிகள். He is talking about the streets which has multiple goods which are coming inside and going, and because of that the streets of Tiruvarur are so wealthy. That is what he is discussing about this by this kind. And the next, ஆரணங்களே அல்ல மறுகிடை வாரணங்களும் மாறி முழங்குமாள் சீரணங்கிய தேவர்களே அலால் தோரணங்களில் தாமும் சூழுமாள். The streets of Tiruvarur is being decorated so much, it is like that Deva themselves, they came and decorated those streets. In that, you could see many women will be walking on there here and there, and also you could hear the trumpeting sounds of the elephants, which is there at each and every household. See, growing an elephant as a pet at home is such extensive one. We should be so wealthy, right? Those people had all those things by that time. தாழ்ந்த வேணியர் சைவர் தபோதனர் வாழ்ந்த சிந்தை முனிவர் மறையவர் வீழ்ந்த இன்பத் துறையுள் விரவுவார் சூழ்ந்த பல்வேறு இடத்ததத்தொள் நகர். By praying to the Lord, our Swami, there are Saivas, many Munivars, and many Vedic chanting priests. All these people, they are living the worldly life and they are praying to the Lord in their life. That is what he is telling us through this. நிலமகட்கழகார் திருநீழ்நுதல் திலகம் ஒப்பதோர் செம்பியர் வாழ்வதி மலர்மகட்கு வந்தாமரை போல் மலர்ந்து அழகில் ஷீர் திருவாரூர் விளங்குமாள். See, if you could say that Bhuma Devi, that Nilamahal, she has a very beautiful netri, which means therefore her forehead. She is wearing a tilagam, which is nothing but our Tiruvarur. Tiruvarur is like a tilagam for a netri, that is a forehead. See, our forehead, Avai says Neerilla netri pal. We need to keep some divine vibhuti and a tilakam on our forehead, right? So that will make our forehead very beautiful. So Tiruvarur is like a tilakam on the forehead of the Nilamahal, that is the Bhuma Devi. மலர்மகற்கு வந்தாமரை போல் மலர்ந்து அழகில் ஷீர் திருவாரூர் விளங்குமாள். And for the Lakshmi, how she is holding the lotus, this Tiruvarur is so beauty. That is what he is telling about Tiruvarur. Okay. அன்னதுள் நகர்க்கரசாயினான் துண்ணு சங்கதிரோன் வழி தோன்றினான் மண்ணு சீரணபாயன் வழிமுதல் மின்னும் மாமணி பூன்மனுவேந்தனே. For that Tiruvarur, it was once the capital of Cholas. Okay, it was once the capital of Cholas. For such Tiruvarur, for the kingdom of such Tiruvarur, a king who ascended from the Surya Kula. This king is the ancestor for the Anabayan to whom our Shekular is working. In that, the ancestor of Anabayan was Manu Niti Vendan. Manu Vendan, he is like the gem of all the Chola kings of that time. Okay. மண்ணில் வாழ்தரு மண்ணுயிர்கட்கெல்லாம் கண்ணும் ஆவியும் ஆம்பெரும் காவலன் விண்ணுழார் மகள் வைதிட வேள்விகள் எண்ணிலாதனமான இயற்றினான். See, to all the beings on this life, all the beings on this earth under his kingdom, he is like eye and life for them. He is protecting them as his own eyes and life is being protected by him. To get the blessings from the devas, he was doing multiple yajnas. Who? Manu. கொற்ற ஆழி குவளையன் சூழ்ந்திட சுற்று மன்னர் திரைகடை சூழ்ந்திட செற்றம் நீங்கிய செம்மையின் மெய்மனு பெற்ற நீதியும் தன் பெயராக்கினான். See, like how this ocean is surrounding our earth, like he is surrounded by many kings who is paying tributes to him. At the same time, he is so benevolent and he is so straightforward. He is known for delivering justice on time to the people. பொங்கு மாமரை புற்றிடம் கொண்டவர் எங்கும் ஆகி இருந்தவர் பூசனைக்கு அங்கம் வேண்டும் நிபந்தம் ஆராய்ந்துளான் துங்க ஆகமம் சொன்ன முறையினாள். For the Swami புற்றிடம் கொண்டார், for his pujas, the same Manunidi has given many endowments as per the Agama suggest. See, Shekharyar is very clear in stating about Agama, and all the Chola kings followed the Agamas. We have 28 Agamas. Aramborul இன்பம் ஆன அறநெறிவழாமற் பொள்ளி மரங்கடிந்தரசர் போற்ற வையகங்காக்கும் நாளில் சிறந்தனல் தவத்தாள் தேவி திருமணி வயிற்றின் மன்னன் பிறந்தனன் உலகம் போற்ற பேரரை குறிழை அண்ணான். For this Manunidi Cholan, one who is doing all the activities as suggested by Aram Porul Inbom. He is following all the rules and regulations which are laid for it. At the same time, on a very divine day of this whole earth, for all the prayers that Manunidi has kept over the Lord, the queen was blessed with a son who can be equalized with the lion cub. The Tamil word for lion cub is Arikurulai. So the king is blessed with an like a child, like an lion cub. Okay. தவமுயன்றதில் பெற்ற தனி இளங்குமரன்னாலும் சிவமுயன்றடைந்த தெய்வக் கலைவல திருத்தியோதி கவனவாம் புறவியானை தேர்படை தொழில்கள் கற்று பவமுயன்றதுவும் பேரே என வரும் பண்பின் மிக்கான். The prince is growing. Okay, he was blessed by Swami after a very long penance that these royal couple had did. This child சிவமுயன்றடையும் தெய்வக் கலைவல திருந்த ஓதி கவனமாம் புறவி யானை தேர்வடை தொழில்கள் கற்று. With the blessings of Lord Shiva and the prayers over to him, the child has learned many art and lessons. Also, the child was learning about the horse riding, elephant riding, and all the warfares. But the same child is not a some people who's thinking that he is the only one best in that world. The child is Panbin Mikan. He is so divine and also obedient to the laws of the country. அளவில் தொல்கலைகள் முற்றி அரும்பெறல் தந்தை மிக்க உளமகள் காதல் கூற ஓங்கிய குணத்தாள் நீதி இளவரசி என்னும் தன்மை எய்து தற்கனியானாக வளரிழம் பருதி போன்று வாழ்வு ஒரு நாள் மைந்தன். He has learned through all the arts and the lessons, and he is beloved by his father. He is having all the divine qualities, and he is achieving a status to be named as the crown prince. He is growing as the sun which is rising from the morning. திங்கள் வெண்கவிகை மன்னன் திருவளர் கோவில் நின்று மங்குதோய் மாட வீதி மண்ணிழங்குமாறர் சூழ கொங்கழர் மாழை தாழ்ந்த குங்குமம் குலவுதோழான் பொங்கியதாழை சூழ தேர்மிசை பொலிந்து போந்தான். The child prince, he went to the king, he seek his blessing, and he is seeking permission to walk through to go through the streets of Tiruvarur. He wears a garland to his chest, and he boarded his own chariot by that time. பரசுவந்தியர் முன்சூதர் மாகதர் ஒருபால் பாங்கர் விரைனரும் குழலார் சிந்தும் வெள்வளை ஒருபால் மிக்க முரசொடு சங்கம் மார்ப்ப முழங்கொழி ஒருபால் வென்றியள சிறங்குமரன் போதும் அணிமணி மாட வீதி. He is going to Puttidamkonda Sannadi by his chariot. While he was going, you could see many people on the streets. You could see the Vedic chanting, the people who were chanting Vedas, and many women who are walking through the streets. And you could hear the Murasodu Shangam Arpa Murangoli Orubal. When the prince is coming, you could hear the royal drums and shankams which are being blown at that time. So he is walking through such beautiful streets.